Today I'm going to show you the exact Notion system that took me from living in a constant state of scattered busyness, jumping between 50 tiny tasks a day, to consistently hitting 4 hours of deep, high-leverage work every single day. Not more hours, not more discipline, just a system built around how the brain actually works. And here's the twist. Most productivity systems aren't just ineffective, they're neurologically hostile. They generate the exact mental chaos you need to avoid if you want deep work. Here's what most people do. They categorize tasks by projects, cram every responsibility into one giant dashboard, and convince themselves that if they just plan harder, they'll stay on track. They stack 30 tasks into a day and hope their brain magically performs like a machine. By Wednesday, they're drained. By Friday, they're behind. And by next Monday, they're resetting their system for the 10th time this year. But here's the actual problem. Your brain doesn't think in categories. It thinks in energy state. And neuroscience is brutally clear. You can only produce your highest quality work in short, intense windows, then your cognitive chemistry flatlines. So instead of organizing work by topic, the smarter approach is to organize work by how your brain functions, not how your tasks are labeled. Over the last 6 months, I built a Notion system that integrates flow research, cognitive energy cycles, the Eisenhower matrix, and the 80-20 principle into one unified architecture. I've used it every day and it's radically transformed the way I work. So in this video, I'm giving you the full walkthrough, from the 2-dashboard architecture to the deep work headquarters to the energy-based task system that prevents burnout and drives consistent high performance. Let's get into it. Before we even open Notion, you need to understand the real reason most productivity systems collapse. Your brain can't handle constant context switching. One glance at an email costs 23 minutes of focus. Most people switch tasks 47 times a day. That's hours of lost momentum. Worse, when your workflow follows whatever grabs your attention next, you're forced to jump between completely different mental models. Marketing to finances to admin, like rebooting your brain every few minutes. Chapters 4 and 5 break this down in detail. Task fragmentation kills your ability to enter flow, the state where you're up to 5 times more productive. Most systems organize work the way it arrives. Projects, urgency, categories, instead of how your brain actually works. Energy level, attention depth, neural mode. So you end up with a beautifully arranged system that quietly sabotages peak performance. This is why you can have a perfect Notion setup and still feel underwater. It's not you, it's the architecture. Context switching is the enemy. But unless you also separate strategy from execution, you'll just build a new form of chaos. Now, here's how the 2-dashboard structure fixes that. This system has 2 completely separate dashboards, and this separation is everything. First, there's the goal dashboard. This is your strategy layer. 5-year vision, annual goals, quarterly breakdowns, monthly planning. This is where you do deep thinking about direction. Second, there's the deep work headquarters. This is your execution layer. Daily tasks, energy management, time blocking, project tracking. This is where you do the work. Most systems smash these together. You're trying to plan your week while staring at 47 overdue tasks. You're trying to think strategically while your brain is screaming about today's deadline. Let me show you how this works. This is the goal dashboard. At the top, you have your planning phases. This is a one-time strategic setup based on the goal stack framework from chapter 25 of the book. You work through 3 phases. Phase 1. Expand your possibility space, break limiting beliefs. Phase 2. Build your goal stack foundation, define your 5-year vision. Phase 3. Reverse engineer your path. Break it into annual milestones. Below that is the year's database. This is the execution hierarchy, year, quarter, month. Each level has a built-in review template. Here's a real example. I created Year 1 to 2026 as my entry. Inside that, I have Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 as sub-items. And inside Q1, I have Month 1, Month 2, Month 3. When I open Month 1, there's a complete monthly leverage planner template already there. It has Vision Command Center with my quarterly and monthly goals, weekly leverage cycles for all 4 weeks, space to identify my constraint and my multiplier. Every month, I fill this out. Every week, I know exactly what matters. Now here's the key connection. I copy my current monthly goal and weekly focus from the goal dashboard, and I paste it here, in the This Month's Goal section of Deep Work HQ. This keeps my long-term vision visible during daily execution, without cluttering my task list with strategic planning. Strategy and execution are separate but connected. That's the architecture. This might seem simple, but it solves a massive neurological problem. When strategy and execution live in the same space, your brain can't shift between thinking modes properly. You're trying to be visionary and tactical simultaneously, which neuroscience shows is impossible. This separation creates mental space. Strategy happens in one place. Execution happens in another. They talk to each other, but they don't interfere with each other. The two-dashboard architecture creates the mental space for deep work. But now you need to see what actually lives inside Deep Work HQ, because this is where the daily magic happens. Alright, welcome to Deep Work Headquarters. This is your daily command center, and it's structured completely differently than any task manager you've used before. Instead of one giant task list, Deep Work HQ has multiple integrated components that work together. Let me walk you through each one. First, the header and quick actions. At the top, you have rapid input buttons. Create a task / create do now task / add quick task. Take a quick note. Deep Work Protocol. This opens an SOP guide with decision-making frameworks. These are one-click entries so you can capture things instantly without breaking focus. Second, this month's goal. This is where that manual connection from Goal Dashboard lives. I paste my monthly objective and weekly breakdown here. Right now, mine says, build consistent focus and productivity, with week 1 to 4 objectives listed below. It's collapsible, so it's there when I need context but hidden when I need clean space. There's also a button to jump back to Goal Dashboard if I need to reference the full strategic plan. Third, day-to-day, the core execution center. This is where daily work happens, and it has 2 synchronized views. View 1, my day-to-day list view. This is filtered to show only tasks where date equals today. When I add a task, I fill in these properties. Time, when I'll do it, 9 a.m., 2 p.m., etc. State, the energy / cognitive mode required, and I'll explain this in detail in a moment. Importance, important, not important, or move the needle. Urgency, urgent, not urgent, or habit. Minutes, time estimate. Projects, link to a project, optional. Life bucket, link to a life area. So right now, I might add write newsletter draft and set. Time, 9 a.m. State, flow. Importance, important. Urgency, not urgent. Minutes, 120. Project, newsletter. Life bucket, work. View 2, calendar view. Here's what's beautiful. The moment I add that task to the list view, it instantly appears here on the calendar. The calendar has visual tags. Flow tasks show up in blue, focus tasks in yellow, quick tasks in black. I can toggle between month view and week view. This gives me instant visual confirmation of my day's balance. If I see 6 hours of flow tasks scheduled, I know I've overcommit and need to adjust. This is real-time time blocking without duplicate entry. One database powers both views. Fourth, task management, all tasks. Below day-to-day is the master task database with energy-based organization tab. Let me show you each tab. uncompleted/unscheduled tabs. These are inbox views for tasks I've captured but haven't scheduled yet. Flow tab shows all tasks requiring 2+ hours of deep cognitive focus. Writing, strategic planning, complex design. This is where your highest leverage work live. Focus tab, 1 to 1.5 hour concentration intensive tasks. Research, problem solving, detailed analysis. Recharge tab, activity to recover. Quick tab, 15-minute admin work. Email responses, quick approvals, status updates. Easy tab, 30-minute low-effort tasks. Data entry, simple formatting, light organizing. Personal tab, personal life tasks, seeing friends, appointments, errands. All tasks tab, unfiltered master view. Notice how tasks are batched by cognitive state. When I'm in deep work mode, I open the Flow tab and see only flow tasks. No mental clutter from unrelated work. Fifth, project management. This organizes multitask initiatives with life bucket categorization. The tabs here are uncompleted projects, active work, projects by buckets, grouped by life bucket. I'll explain this next. Finished, archived project, all projects, master list. Let's say I have a project called newsletter system. I set status in progress, time frame, January 1st to March 31st. Life bucket, work, related tasks, links to all newsletter tasks. Inside the project page, there's a linked view showing all related tasks. So when I'm working on the newsletter, I see everything connected to it in one place. This prevents orphan tasks, tasks that exist without any larger purpose. Sixth, life bucket. This is the hierarchy that prevents tunnel vision on work alone. My life buckets are work, recovery and restoration, fitness, learning, relationship, maintenance. Every project and task links to a life bucket. This ensures I'm making progress across all areas of life, not just career. At the end of each month, I can filter by life bucket and see, did I neglect fitness this month? Did I invest in relationships? This creates holistic balance based on data, not guilt. Seventh, workspace tools. This is the utility dashboard for tracking, analysis, and capture. Habit tracker. Calendar-based view that visualizes consistency over time. Pulls from tasks tagged as habit. Time tracker. Automatically pulls time data from completed tasks. Shows actual time spent versus estimated. Helps calibrate future time estimate. Quick notes. Low friction capture for ideas during focus sessions. Separate notes database with optional links to projects and life bucket. Philosophy. Dump ideas immediately to return to deep work. Leverage lab. Strategic analysis tool with the Systemic Leverage Finder template. Helps identify constraints, multipliers, and productive procrastination patterns. Open loops, shows unfinished projects and tasks. Addresses the Zeigarnik effect, mental anxiety from uncompleted work. Bottlenecks, tracks blocked or waiting tasks. Shows where work is stalled. Mobile HQ, mobile optimized view of essential functions for on-the-go access. This is the complete infrastructure. Every component serves a specific neurological function. Day-to-day reduces cognitive load with clean, focused views. Calendar integration prevents overcommitment visually. Energy-based tabs eliminate context switching. Projects create meaning and hierarchy. Life buckets ensure balance. Workspace tools handle capture, tracking, and analysis. It's not just organized. It's organized around how your brain actually processes work. You've seen the infrastructure. Now let me show you the two features that make this system actually prevent burnout while maximizing output: energy-based organization and automatic prioritization. Alright, this is where the neuroscience really kicks in. Remember those state tags I mentioned: flow, focus, quick, easy? Let me explain why this matters so much. Your brain operates in different energy states. Deep creative thinking requires completely different neural activation than responding to emails. When you batch similar cognitive work together, you eliminate the 23-minute recovery cost of context switching. The energy states: flow, 2+ hours, deep cognitive focus. Writing, strategy, complex design. This is where you enter flow states, the zone where you're 5x more productive. Now, neuroscience research shows humans can sustain about 4 hours of true deep work per day. That's roughly 2 flow tasks. The book covers this in Chapter 13, Work Compression, and Chapter 28, Energy Management. Here's the key. This isn't a hard rule in the system. You can schedule 3 or 4 flow tasks if you're in a leverage sprint or riding high momentum. But it's a recommendation to prevent burnout. When you see 6 hours of flow work on your calendar, you make an informed choice. Am I leveraging a high-energy moment, or am I overcommitting and setting up for a crash? Focus: 1 to 1.5 hours, concentrated analysis. Research, problem-solving, detailed review. Quick: 15 minutes or less, rapid admin email responses, quick approvals. Easy: 30 minutes, low-effort work. Data entry, formatting. Recharge, recovery task. Personal, life activities outside work. The batching strategy. Instead of working on tasks in random order, you batch by state. Morning, do all flow tasks in one block. Your brain stays in deep focus mode. Afternoon, do all quick and easy tasks in another block. You're in administrative mode, not trying to force deep thinking during a natural energy dip. This is cognitive batching. It's why surgeons do all their surgeries in one block, why writers write in one session. You stay in one mental gear instead of constantly shifting. The automatic priority system. Now let me show you how the system prioritizes automatically. Remember those importance and urgency tags? The system combines them using the Eisenhower matrix. Quadrant 1. Urgent plus important crisis work. Example: fix critical bug before client presentation, priority. Handle immediately. Quadrant 2. Not urgent plus important strategic work. Example: develop Q2 content strategy, priority. This is where flow lives. Protect this space. Quadrant 3. Urgent plus not important distractions. Example: design social media banner for tomorrow, priority. Delegate or batch with other design work. Quadrant 4. Not urgent plus not important, time theft. Example: research random industry trends, priority. Eliminate or postpone indefinitely. Tasks automatically resort based on these combinations. The system forces you to ask, is this actually important? If you mark something not important, it drops to the bottom. You see it clearly. This task isn't worth my cognitive capacity. Over time, you become ruthless about protecting Quadrant 2. The strategic, high-leverage zone. Energy-based organization plus automatic prioritization solves 2 problems simultaneously. Context switching, by batching similar cognitive work. Decision fatigue, by automatically surfacing highest priority work. You're not burning willpower deciding what to work on or forcing your brain to shift gears constantly. The system makes the right choice the easy choice. Energy states and automatic priority create the conditions for daily peak performance. But the real transformation happens when you close the feedback loop with data-driven reflection. Here's what separates this system from everything else. It learns from your work and shows you patterns you'd never see otherwise. Most people work hard, feel busy, but have no idea which work actually moved the needle. This system makes that visible. Dynamic journaling. Every week, when you click Weekly Review, the system automatically populates with every task you completed this week. You don't write anything. The journal writes itself from your actual work data. Below the completed tasks are reflection prompts. What were my biggest distractions? Which tasks moved the needle? As you review, you mark high-impact tasks as move the needle. Same thing at the monthly level. Click Monthly Review, and the system shows every task you completed this month. You reflect on patterns, mark needle-moving work. Weekly review/monthly review templates. These are dynamic journals that auto-populate with completed tasks. Move the needle tracking. Over time, this creates a separate view showing only your highest leverage work. Let's say after 12 weeks, you review this view and notice. Writing and strategic planning consistently move the needle. Design work rarely does. Meetings almost never do. Quick collaboration emails often do. Decision time, outsource design. Eliminate most meetings. Protect writing time ruthlessly. Schedule more 15-minute collaboration touchpoints instead of hour-long meetings. This is Pareto analysis in action. The 80-20th principle from Chapter 22 of the book. You're finding the 20% of work that creates 80% of result. And look, there are more features I haven't even shown you. The Leverage Lab tool for constraint identification, the Habit Tracker for consistency visualization, the Bottlenecks view for project management. But I think you've seen enough to understand what makes this different. Let me show you how to actually get this system and implement it. Look, you can read every productivity book, watch every YouTube video, try every app. Or you can stop optimizing around the edges and start working with your actual neurobiology. This system isn't about doing more. It's about doing what actually matters in the cognitive state where you can do it best, in a way that's sustainable long-term. That's what happens when you combine flow state neuroscience with operational infrastructure. You're not fighting yourself anymore. You're engineering the conditions for your best work. If you want the full flow state book and the complete Notion template with all databases, views, and templates pre-built, link is in the description. If you got value from this video, leave a comment and let me know which feature of Deep Work HQ you're most excited to implement. Subscribe if you want more content on flow states, deep work, and neurologically informed productivity. Until then, go engineer some flow.